Okay, so it's Monday, new week. So we closed with a hammer above resistance, but we are still below the fib extension plus this trend line, and seems like we are trying now to push higher. Let's see if we have enough strength. If we don't manage to pass today or tomorrow from this area, let's see if the low time frames moving average is holds. If not, we have here on the 51.6 the 12 EMA, and coming here to this trend line again, but which was already tested one time, the 20 on 44, 43 and a half, and the 21 and the 20. So this is the first areas for a possible correction and bounce. If we fail this, we have many areas for a bigger crash. The 200 simple on the weekly, it's already on the 11.3. So to this area, which I find quite important. So let's see. So if we manage to break out, which is possible, and looks that it's trying to at this precise moment, any closes on the daily 4 hours above this trend line, and especially the weekly, but we can come to this trend line, and if we come straight in a straight line here, 80K and the fib extension on the 92.5. Okay, so this is the targets if we manage to close above this trend line. We are trying now to push it. Okay, Bitcoin, Ethereum weekly, so strong, trying to push to the higher targets. We broke out from this trend line. We need to come down to touch the 12 years sooner or later as support, but while we got the hammer and we are trying to push at least to 20K on the fib extension, not 20K, 2,000 euros here, and my trend line 2000.3, 2000.5, and then the next one will be higher targets, but one day at a time. So if we don't manage, or if we come here, we should come down to test the support of this trend line. And if we break down from this area and the 12 from this area here, we will come down at least here, or even below sooner or later. This should hold as for another bounce. So this is the main areas of support, but now we are trying to push higher. If we look at the daily, very easy to see that we are in a channel, as I said, and the resistance will be on this trend line here, on the daily. And we have the base of the channel here, two bases, basically, these two trend lines. We have the middle one, the base of the middle one, that we are holding support, try to push higher here or here. This is the top of the middle one, which is 2,334, if we come down in a straight line, more or less. And any closes above here, we will push to the upper target of the top of the channel. So this is the channel we are. So we are in the middle, we are in the bottom of the middle, trying to push to the top of the middle to try to push higher. We can have wicks to the moving averages on the daily, but then we need to always to close above this area. So let's see if we have a push now and maybe go straight to 2000. It's quite possible that we do it today. Let's see. And this is the resistance on the RSI. Okay, let's see. Litecoin also holding support here. Hold the support here. We can still have wicks below. We didn't, this trend line from that we broke out, we didn't touch it as support. So let's see, but as long as we hold this area here, we can have a push higher. Look at here, RSI, we are almost touching the resistance. My target will be 225, the first one. Then we might come down to test some supports. This is where we are. On the weekly, we closed above this trend line to try to push higher, but the upper target will be 275, and if we go to all-time high, it's 350 euros. So we are trying to push from here directly. Will depend on Bitcoin. If we reject, we still have all these supports from the triangle, and we can come down to test this one again with volatility and then try to push higher, but we should hold here and just go up from here now, and this will be the support and this area here. So let's see what we do. We have some volume coming, and now let's see if the volume keeps on to push higher. Seems like we have a trend line on the volume too, and let's see what we do. So as we can see here, the volume is decreasing, and let's see if we have enough strength to push higher. My first target, we are already in the resistance as we see here on the RSI, and also on the 70. So this is resistance, but we should push. If not, we will come down, and let's see until where we come down. So let's see if we manage to come here to the 225 still. At least that before any consolidation. Dot. Weekly we broke out of the triangle, closed above. We are trying now to hold this to push higher, but we can have wicks to the moving averages or to some supports. Now it will depend on Bitcoin. If not, if we don't manage to hold this, we will come down. And we have the moving averages here, the 12, and this is the weekly. So this will be the base. And we have this one and this one that we already touch it. So for now we are in this triangle to see if we manage to push higher. Very easy for the stop losses or for the bids using this triangle. Link, we closed above this support, we closed below the wick. We are trying to find support where we are in this range. To any closes above the top yellow line, we push higher. If we don't manage to push, we can come here to test the top of this triangle with this trend line and the 12 moving average. So if we don't manage to close above here, we should come down here to the 24th. Any closes below this trend line, we still have the moving averages to try to close again above here. If not, we will come down. So ADA, still trying to close above here. Let's see if he has enough strength. Not so many volume coming, as we can see here on this pump. So let's see if we have enough strength, or if we keep on ranging and we come to this top maybe. Back down, we have the 12 and the 21 on this cluster here as support. So let's see. This will be support to this area here. And this is a big range. So let's see. We need to close above here to try to push higher. We can do something like this. We are going up, grinding up slowly like this here. Let's see if we have enough strength. And BNB, unbelievable, still pushing higher. As we can see here, broke out of the triangle. Boom, went above. We have the moving averages as support. Let's see until if we manage to go to the 500 euros or more. And if we put the daily, we broke out from this channel wedge. Let's see if we keep on pushing at least to the 500 euros, and then who knows. Okay, everything was simple on this triangle. All the breakouts have retests with 1 week. Here we have 2 weeks. Here we got a week coming to test, and we pushed higher. And when we create this trend line, it's more easy to see also on the 4 hours. As we can see, first triangle, we hold the 200s. We got the third test, 1 point, 2 points, third point, hold it, breakout, retest, went above, retest, and then we create this channel also with a retest here, pushed higher, and we broke now this resistance, and this will act as support. We are already quite high on the RSI, as we can see, but we still can push to these tops with. So we can still go quite high looking at the RSI on the 4 hours. On the daily, we still can come to the 94.6. Seems like we want to go higher. I'll take this from here. So looks quite good. We should go to even more than 600, who knows. So let's see where we can go. Of course, we can have a breakdown, and moving averages are here for support. And we just see what, after all this accumulation, we can do something like this, push higher. Okay, Ripple, still doing his thing. Got the good news from the SAC, still trying to push higher. All-time high will be 2.2 with a week 2.7. Let's see if we manage, or if we just come down and fade depending on Bitcoin. But we can look at RSI levels, we can still go up. We can also come down to retest this triangle. And Stellar, so we are breaking out from here. This is the euro chart. We have this trend line here. We could use it as a possible first target. We are trying the breakout. We closed below, so let's see if we have enough strength to push. Best case, we come down to test support. We have this, I put it in green. This is the big support. We are, any closes above here, we'll come here. If we close above here, we can come higher as well. So this is a breakout trade, depending on Bitcoin. Also, we have resistance here on the RSI. Let's see, should be at the target, also this RSI. And very simple to see what we do. Moving averages have been holding, trying the breakout. If we go to the daily, we got rejections, and we are now trying to break out. Let's see, because we rejected from the previous candle from yesterday, and we can just range here. Maybe we might come down here, might come down here, who knows. Any closes above here, and especially above there, it should push higher. 50, it's the area basically. Closes above, higher, very easy for the stop losses below this area. We can also have wicks to here. It's a big range. So this is the point of control around here. It's here basically. If we do a line here with this wick here, this should be the point of control around this area. Wait a little bit below, around here. So this is the area that needs to hold. Okay, so we have this big range here. And then of course this big range, also with that point of control. So if we do something like this, very simple to understand the ranges. Range, if we go to this one, we will create a new range. If we don't manage to pass, we can maybe come down to this range. If we doesn't hold, we come down to this one. The other one is here. So very simple, very methodical. We have this wick here that we come as support, and should be around a little bit more. It's here. So this is the other one. So Okay, so this is where we are. So very simple to understand. We need a close above here, the 50. Still trying to push higher. Let's see if we manage. And ZRX, also working with big ranges, which is here. This is another range. Trying the breakout, rejection, but we closed yesterday above. 2 days ago we closed below, and now I think we will come down. Seems like it's rejecting to try to find support on this trend line, which it's here. So we need to hold this trend line. Any closes below, we can come for this triangle and retest this triangle again. So if we start closing above the resistance, we can go higher. My target, we need to see like this trend line. I need to do it on the daily. I think it was made on the weekly. Something like this, 1 point, 2 points. Come down. Wait, sorry. So the target will be around 2.8. It's this trend line basically from where we are, or higher, depends, to 3, maybe 3 if we come down to test the support, or if we hold, it should be 2.9. So if we range a little bit more here, a few more days, target will be 3. Sounds good, because we are 1.8, still good profits. If we, even if it's from here until there, it's 86% profit. So it's, ZRX is a very strong coin, and we can do big moves. And if we hold this area to try to push higher on this trend line, we can come down, can come up. EO still looking good. Seems like we are, it's getting toppy. It doesn't pass here, just rejections. Let's see if we can close above here. So we have these rejections. Any close above here, we can push higher. Last case, we have the 12, the 21, and the support here that we already confirmed. So we have also this area. So we need a close. Last case, we will come down. Big volatility ahead. From the first triangle and all the retests, we took ages. As soon as we broke out, come down, all the support, another triangle broke out, and we can come down to retest this one. So let's see. Still looks like he wants to come up on the RSI. And that's it. So back to Bitcoin to see if we are breaking out now. A bit messy, so I'll just take this one out. Yeah, still no breakout, almost. It's on the 61.6. We need to close above this top to try to push higher. Looks, it's grinding up, so let's see, should be now. No volume coming, that's a bit weird. And just, let's see if we manage. 4 hours. Okay, looking good. So we might have a short squeeze on time, and the volume is coming here slowly. Let's see if you have a big spike on volume. Looking good. And the weekly. Okay, so we are already above resistance, except on the daily. So it's quite strange. It's because of this wick. On this candle, we are still below this little wick over there, trying to close above. So looking good. And I'm seeing a rejection here. If we go up, as I said, 80k, it's my target, but of course we can have 65, 70. We can do trend lines on the daily from these tops here. So, but I'm seeing this and that, and let's see. And this has a rejection on the RSI, this area. Okay, that's it. Let's see how the stock market performs today. Dollar index still green, but we should come down a little bit to test the moving averages these days, or let's see if we pump just from here.